couldn't tell if it was ours.
Whoop. Okay. Moon Club Podcast number 212 live YouTube version. The main podcast will start in about 13 minutes.
212.
We got kicked off after 8 minutes on YouTube last week. We got to figure that shit out. That's why I wanted to go early tonight.
Do we have too many things hooked up to the Wi-Fi?
That's what she said.
No. Although, I should. I got some stuff downloading. I should shut that off so it'll fuck up our bandwidth.
Oh, I hate when the bandwidth gets jacked up. Motherfuckers act up. Stephen T better back up. Also done put the crack up. Oh, I look like I went to his house. That sucks.
I got one.
Yeah. I like sharing no light. Actually, I don't need it. I got my light, but I don't really do that. What happened? No, I haven't. This ain't gonna be a thing where I come in there and you're naked, right?
It's huge. It's like 25 inches.
We're gonna run on for a long time. That's fucking vodka. Just kidding. Don't drink and drive on the interweb. This is only a test. Hope you're really impressed. I brought some breadsticks, man.
Sweet. I got a meat lovers from High V. 212 was it?
212. 212? 212. Yeah, man, I'm like looking through job search and it's like all these things that need licenses or stuff that I'm gonna have to use my eyes and tech and stuff. It's like, damn.
This shit just raked my ears. Never heard nothing so bad. We'll start soon, I promise. $55. Yeah.
Like how many pulled up?
Yeah, that's allowed.
But I have kids, I have pulled.
That's allowed because pull-out lives actually don't.
I locked them out. I'm trying to get
I would. Oh, actually, I was gonna say something about your comment. but
Yeah, but we're
we're
live.
yeah we're on YouTube. So.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna say something about Cake Road tonight. So we're gonna be a sponsor.
Ching ching, pa-pang.
Start out with just 3 free beers a week, and then we go from there.
All we need is free beers.
3 beers.
Free beers. How about them bears?
Yeah, they played
They played.
3 quarters and 2 minutes worth of shitty football,
They played.
and then they turned it up.
It's like, what? Oh, we're playing the game? You want me to finish it now? Okay.
Oh, we're-
Zing.
We're supposed to get in the end zone? Oh,
Ah.
that's what we're supposed to do.
Ancient Chinese secret.
We need more Calgon!
So, has anyone noticed that, like, we're buying all these masks from China?
No, that's not true.
Yeah, yeah, we are.
No, you didn't buy that one right. You're not from China. Well, that shirt was probably made in China.
I think something like it might be north of 90% of our medical supplies come from China.
DT wants to change that.
Dude, you know what? After World War II, they started to industrialize, and they've done nothing but dominate us for like the past 20 to 30 years, and it's...
But I'm saying, and then we keep using these masks and we all keep getting sick more and more.
Right. Well, MJ
You know,
cut apart his t-shirt and
tit for tat.
it made me a mask, and you know what? It was a lot more comfortable. You can't wear those ones with the things going on your ears. You put drape them on one ear, you look like an asshole.
I do these because I always forget. Like I always gotta go back to my car.
Yeah,
or
and it's
even back
comfortable,
home.
and
It's
you
just
breathe through
it's
it.
just always right here. Oh, I gotta pull it up.
Right.
So it's on all day until I go to bed, and I take it off when I go to bed.
Yeah. It's not like wearing a turtleneck that's not connected to your...
Kind of looks like a gay ass guy a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me know when
You
it's
kind
6
of look
o'clock.
like a penis, uncircumcised penis.
Oh shit, that would have been good stuff for the podcast.
Let me know when
We're
it's
on
6
the
o'clock.
Podcast, done.
Let me know when it's 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock now.
It's still 6 o'clock everywhere.
Moon Club Podcast number 212 is live right now.
Bada boom, bada bang, MJ. Do
Jason
that thing.
Silva.
We can bring it back, Shirley. See you on the shore, you repping the wrong jersey. Nah, I mean, they on the wrong team. Paper chasers screaming out cream. Will deliver us, you know I ain't giving up. They just wanna live it up on scratch-offs and 50 bucks. Praise to the silly luck, they gotta keep it 100. Run it, clean how I done it. Get it, I operate like City Hall. Gotta put my city on. Till it
Picture of
first
Dave's house
time
now.
and throw it into my
Okay, come on, that's Dave's house. Let me beat you to it.
I'm too busy nodding, rather not
Dave's
respond
house.
to kidding calls.
Dave's house.
Watch what you slipping on, girl, what you sipping on, dog, what you walking about. I'd rather be penniless, making plenty
it's
sense.
swerving
You
every
in
few
a
miles
glass
in my
house,
hood.
high rent, solo. I do it on my own, no YOLO. I never get cut, Kodo for sure though. Pardon me, my God, I'm calling on them all. Can't stall, I gotta tell them all. You can run on for a long time, run on for a long time, run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta put you down. 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 Don't tell that long-tongue liar. Don't tell that midnight rider. Tell the leveler, the gambler, the backbiter. Tell him the God's gonna cut you down. Tell him the God's gonna cut you down.
Peace.
Peace.
Disease.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, live from MJ's Loft and Dreams apartment and worldwide on YouTube and Facebook Live. This is the Moon Club Podcast. MJ, and SJ. The Moon Club will talk about anything under the moon. No subject will ever be taboo. This episode of the Moon Club Podcast is brought to you by Realtor MJ Adelman, Bloomington Normal's premier realtor for the jewelry, home selling, to Remax Rising, and I want to be your realtor, and I will out-hustle everybody all day, every day, and then double up on Sunday to prove it. This podcast is also brought to you by Keg Grove Brewing Company, Bloomington Normal's premier brewing company, and a badass place to go and hang out and have a beer take it home, get a crowler, get a growler, check it out. Okay, let me be completely honest. We are not sponsored by Keg Grove.
He had to be honest.
But I want to be. So Keg Grove, hit me up, or I'm going to hit you up, and we want to have you as the Moon Club Podcast first actual sponsor besides MJ Adelman, Bloomington Normal's premier real estate for the Jew at Home Selling Team at Remax Rising. I want to be your realtor and I wild hustle everybody all day, every day, and double up on Sunday to prove it. Keg Grove, hit us up.
And I've seen that too.
Austin,
Yeah.
what is the state of the moon?
Hold on, I just posted to a Flat Earth group, so we're going to get a few of them in here. State of the moon is... It is currently 6:03 p.m. Tuesday, September 15th, 2020. The moon will come up at 4:07 a.m. and it will go down at 6:32 p.m. tomorrow. It is currently waxing crescent. It is only 6% illuminated tonight. Like a fingernail moon. It's currently 372,815,000 miles away from us, or kilometers away from us. So it's a lot closer than it usually is right now. It's 27 days old, and it's going from Leo to Virgo.
And how illuminated is Steve tonight?
I'm fully illuminated thanks to Revolution Grilled Cheese. Tested 32% in the THC, and I am high till I die. Believe that.
Now that's how you cut a promo, right?
I am.
I thought you were just a pretty face, but booyah! Steve's cutting promos now. Well done, sir.
Again, that was Revolution Grilled Cheese.
Where'd you get that at?
Oh, at the Beyond Hello Normal Dispensary.
I heard you gotta be careful with the edibles.
You know, I eat anything. Call me.
Are they allowed to sponsor things? Maybe we should hit them up and sponsor them.
I'm sorry?
We should hit Hello Beyond Hello. I don't know if they're allowed to advertise, but we should hit them up for a sponsorship too.
Right?
Yeah.
We should start a GoFundMe for the fucking cake shop on the corner of the street.
Hey, you know what? I want to start a GoFundMe, not a GoFundMe.
Bam! That's my
How
line.
about you start a Go Fuck Yourself account?
Oh.
Yeah.
Where it's like you can describe all how horrible of a person this people, and the people by giving you a thumbs up is by giving you like $5.
You know, I guess like a lot of these cam models,
Yeah.
they have like Amazon wish lists where
Yeah.
each
Oh yeah.
person-
Without a doubt. Yeah.
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 That he's heard.
Dude, you know what?
I've heard of that.
Yeah, I know. Somebody told me.
You know what? It's
I was
like,
told by a friend.
dude, not a lot of them. They all do.
I know
Because
somebody.
When you sign on to be a cam model, when they approve you, your email is already approved for the wish list. So I hear.
Okay.
So all you gotta do is click a button.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
All right.
So
Weekly Jason Silva is called Artists Are Necessary Mutations in the DNA of Culture. And this is Jason Silva dropping knowledge like only Jason Silva can on artists are necessary mutations in the DNA of culture.
Right? If you think of memes the way you think of genes, right? Ideas as things that replicate, right? Then you can see how those in the counterculture, right? Those that agitate the sleep of mankind are kind of cultural mutagens, right? On the one hand, we require collaboration and social cohesion. On the one hand, conformity is important to people working together, keeping things in line, achieving some kind of growth and progress, and so on and so forth, addressing the needs of a population. On the other hand, you have the importance of nonconformity, those that scare, those that agitate, those that skew and challenge the system, right? Revolutionaries that make us question, that rip the fabric a little bit, and allow us to pierce through, allow some light to come in, allow us to gain a different perspective, right? The artists, the rebels, right? Those that think different. It's every bumper sticker cliche, but you can see these kinds of people as cultural mutagens, literally mutations in the DNA of culture that ended up being biologically useful, that made us more creative, that expanded our peacock feather. Our imagination, our language, our architecture, explosions of new ideas that emerge through the chaos of the showstoppers, of the firecrackers, of the crazies. It's important to question even the things we take for granted. It's important to make spaces for the artists, right? We need to create safe havens and spaces for those who dare to think differently, because at the end of the day, that's the only way to evolve.
And she had her head covered and her neck covered. So you know what that face looks like.
All right, so that's a lot of stuff to unpack there.
Right?
Yeah, I think a lot of that went over my head. I'm not
You know,
gonna lie.
what a crazy generation for the kids growing up right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, it's like, I think we pay so much attention to mental health nowadays, and with all the things that Elon Musk
I would
is
say
doing.
we don't pay enough attention to mental health.
Oh, okay, well, we're starting to, like, it's not a problem if somebody says, I need help right now.
Well, it shouldn't be. Like, but
Right.
there is still, I think there's still a stigma attached
Right.
to it if somebody says, I have mental health.
But,
like, if you break your foot, you go to a doctor and get it fixed. But
Right.
if you break your brain, you're like, what the fuck? Are you weak? What the
people are
fuck?
like, get
man?"
over it, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I was gonna say, it's like, if we eliminate all mental illnesses, I was thinking, do you think all that beautiful art's just gonna vanish? Because sometimes it seems like artists are at their best when humans are at their worst.
That's an interesting perspective because I've heard, well, to be honest, I've heard Joe Rogan say a lot of times that he thinks like, you know, the best comedy comes out of broken people or people that have experienced a lot of trauma and basically fucked up situations in their
Joey
life.
Diaz,
Joey Diaz, yeah.
Doug Stanhope,
Yeah. People that have gone
George Carlin,
through
yeah.
some shit, right?
yeah, George Carlin too.
If you've lived a privileged and sheltered life, you probably don't have a lot to add to the comedy arena. I'm sure there's outliers. I'm sure there's people that
Well,
have.
You know what? Look at Eddie Murphy's life has almost been blessed, almost like a perfect story, and it's like he's coming back to see if he's still funny after being so comfortable for so long.
Is he's for sure coming back now?
Is that what you hear? I mean,
well,
I heard that.
before all this COVID went down, I know Netflix offered him, I think, $70 million to
Right.
do 2 60-minute spots or something like that.
Right.
Which
And
I
COVID.
was fired up
Yeah,
about.
I was too.
Because I don't know whether Eddie Murphy could pull it off or not, but if he agreed to do it, I'm sure he would make sure that it was tight, that it
Right.
was good, right? Now, he
It'd be
would
like 30 minutes of donkey.
And dude, you know,
Yeah.
dude,
That's a nice
Hey,
boda.
Shrek.
I like what you did with that boda. That's
dude,
a nice
okay,
boda.
so around the same era, the King of Comedy is coming back, and the King of Boxing is coming back at the same time, and they were both kings at the same time.
Oh, you know what? If this is regular times, 2020, non-COVID, it would be the year of the comeback.
Right.
Mike Tyson, Eddie Murphy.
Right.
Who else?
I'm not
Lennox
sure.
Lewis. Oh, not Lennox Lewis. Roy Jones Jr.
Roy-
Maybe it's gonna encourage the people from 1989's like, I want to be a champion again. God damn it, you know.
Yeah. I was, I think when we first started talking about Mike Tyson coming back, I kind of said that he couldn't compete with the elite heavyweights now.
Yeah.
There's not really any elite heavyweights though.
There are. The Gypsy King, Deontay Wilder. Like, I think there's 3, Anthony Joshua, right?
I think Mike could eat the Gypsy King up.
Well, I'm wondering now because I've seen some of his training tapes, and it's not like I'm gonna come back and this is a joke. Like he's fucking putting it
Right.
in.
Well, and his style is perfect for someone of that stature.
Absolutely.
You know,
If he
because
gets inside on the Gypsy King and he can throw those body shots,
I don't think it's a matter of if,
I don't know.
it's a matter of when.
Dude,
When,
you know,
when
I was.
Joe Rogan asked him why he decided to come back, did you hear his response? He said, "The gods of war reignited my ego."
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. That's
I know,
fucking brilliant.
But here's the thing.
Because he
is
knew what he
said-
was gonna say was gonna be.
He said 10 months ago on the
Right.
Joe Rogan Experience why he didn't work out. He says because I don't want to reignite my ego.
Yeah, he wouldn't even hit pads.
No,
You know
Because
what?
he said as soon as he did,
His wife told him to get on the
That's what
treadmill for 30 minutes a day, and then that was it. And then like I think 2 weeks later he was in the gym
Right.
watching shit.
Dude, you know why that's so cool? Because hundreds of years from now, you're going to be able to type that into a computer or say it to a computer. The gods of war have reignited my ego.
Reignited my ego.
Dude, that's brilliant. Yeah.
Like
Now it's going to be.
once
a
I
Mike
heard
Tyson
that,
quote.
I started like Googling like Mike
Yeah.
Tyson come back, and I saw a couple videos of him punching pads. And I'm like, oh shit, he's coming back. Like
Yeah.
this isn't a stunt.
Yeah.
And Roy Jones, same thing. But I don't think Roy Jones ever got out of shape,
I
though.
wonder if he's still hungry to eat the babies because he can
Neither
probably
am I.
afford them now.
Yeah. He got crucified for saying that thing about eat the babies. But if you listen to the whole,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just out of context.
yeah,
Yeah.
like he was saying, like when I'm walking, when I'm in the locker room, he's like, I'm at peace and I'm fine
Yeah.
and I'm scared. Like I'm scared to go out there. And as I walk towards the ring, like I start getting
He goes
enraged
through
and
it,
I'm like, I'm mad at this person and I want to do damage to him.
Right.
I want to hurt him. I want to eat his children. Like that's just like he's trying to emphasize how like his mindset changes between the time he walks in the locker room,
Yeah.
by the time he gets into the ring, and by the time he gets in the ring, he's a killer.
Yeah.
And that's
Dude, you
what
know,
he's
it's
trying
like I went my first 30 wrestling matches without losing one, and the first one I lost is when I stopped being afraid, terrified before I walked onto the mat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For
That's
sure,
what I'm saying.
for sure. But dude, I would get sick sometimes,
Yeah.
physically sick, and like be puking and shit.
Uh,
But I would eat a whole thing of Little Debbie's after I weighed in too. Now I'm thinking, I bet that was what it was.
You think? Little sugar rush?
Yeah,
That's
I
why he's out there like,
Yeah, I hadn't had any water for the past 2 days.
adrenaline dump.
Oh,
Remember
dude.
they used to tell us not to drink water because it would cramp you up?
Not to drink it, but you definitely want somebody putting an eyedropper in your mouth every second or two. You
No,
know?
they'd say like, take a sip, swish it around your mouth, and spit it out. Like
Yeah.
that's what they used to tell us. Like
Now
To
I'm
wrestle
thirsty.
and make weight and stuff, yeah.
well, I went out for I would say I was on the football team for a little while, and that's what they used to tell us, right?
Dude, I think that's like bad advice.
Yeah,
I think-
total advice.
Oh, it's horrible, yeah. I mean, and nowadays it's drink water, drink water, drink water.
Yeah, drink water, drink water, drink water. Speaking of bad advice from the 1970s, and we talked about on the podcast before about how the 1970s we were starved for entertainment, and we're surprised when we go back now and look at what we consider good entertainment. This is a commercial from 1977 that I think would explain our childhood just a little bit. Hit the lights, Austin.
What's that?
Hit the lights.
Okay. I think we have one of these.
Yeah.
They got 3 kids on it now. 3 kids on it. They should put a Ouija board on the top thing, and like combine like 2 kids' toys into one.
Isn't sit and spin kind of like a put down where you're telling somebody like, hey, go fuck yourself, or doesn't it
Yeah.
have like another kind of connotation?
I think
Yeah.
Sit and Spin is a go fuck yourself from the 80s.
From
Like you
earlier.
put something else
I
and like
think
sit
it's
and spin, like
earlier.
put the bung of your anus and then like drop down on it and then turn around.
Spin around. So my question is, was sit and spin a derogatory term?
Not when it first came out, I don't think.
Before this came out?
I think so. I think it was like
I think
early.
the toy was first.
Like, you know, like, you watch Happy Days and they'd be like, sit on it, Potsy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Sit on it was like
Sit and spin
Sit-
is something like you watch the Hollywood Nights and they'd say.
sit on it was like fighting words, right?
Yeah.
Remember
Like,
when Kiss My Grits was like the comeback from The Waitress? Kiss
Alan?
My Grits.
Alice, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well-
like once that was 1981. Just go
90s.
fuck yourself.
Speaking of like, and I'm not gonna say it's a crappy TV show because it was probably really good at the time. But if you watch that in context now, you're like, okay, why is Kiss My Grits funny? Like, why is it like, he said
Right,
Kiss My
right.
Grits? Oh my! Like
Right.
every time, and it wasn't just like once. It
Dude,
was
you know
like
what?
multiple times per episode.
That's the
It's
thing.
not the
Yeah.
it's not the song, it's the singer. You know what I'm saying? And she said
Where's
it with
the
so
beef?
much passion. That's another one. Where the beef is.
Where's the beef?
It's not funny until you get an old lady going,
Oh.
"Where's the beef?"
Right?
So that's the singer, not the song.
Kiss My Grits would have been
Kiss
if
My
it was
Grits.
done in 2020. It would be done by Flo from Progressive.
Right?
Right,
She should
she
say
could do
that.
it.
She should buy that.
She could pull it off.
She's
Yeah.
actually a very talented improv actress.
Dude, you know what? I bet there's flow porn. I was just thinking, like pornography with girls dressed up like flow. What's that rule? Exception 43 or something?
Would it be porn aggressive?
It's like if you can think of it.
See what you did there?
If you can think of it.
It exists.
It
in
exists.
porn, right?
Yeah, like ping pong balls and anus. I'd like Google it. I bet it's there.
And it's probably got your picture and you're tossing them back out.
Yeah. And think about that when you're in the fucking vegetables section at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
Anyhow.
We should make dice with the different vegetables in the different orifice of the body. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like roll them. It's like, and then
Yeah.
see if we can make a.
that's actually a horrible idea.
What about the 4 people you sold those to? What did you guys do? Just hang out in your room all day?
The carrots?
I'm just saying.
Oh.
The 4 people that you sold them dice to, I mean, what type of crowd do you think that would be?
Oh, hopefully a horny one.
One of the
Hopefully a
very
horny crowd.
first jokes that I heard Bert Kreischer tell, and this was like years ago, before like Bert Kreischer, he's kind of a big thing now, like people know him, but
It's a big thing.
he had a stand-up bit about the difference between using a cucumber as a sex toy, right? A cucumber's kind of like rough,
Yeah.
but a carrot is just like, oh, hello.
Right? Right?
And it's
Dude,
much better than that, and I can't remember the rest of it, but going and
I was thinking on these dice, you know what's gonna be the ace king, the big slick? The eggplant and the anus. You'd be like, yeah! It's like, you know what I'm saying, right? That's the big slick, and that's why we're gonna call it the big slick.
yeah,
The eggplant and the
you
anus.
played that.
Do you think I did?
I think you got
Well-
really excited
well,
about
you know
it.
what?
That kind of scared the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Because
You don't
why
think-
would you get excited?
You don't think that's the ace king of the dice? That
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably is.
I don't have to disagree.
Right?
Because if I'm playing that, I would want like baby carrot in the anus or something.
Oh,
you know
I'm
what I'm saying?
thinking,
That-
dude,
that's
how
what
about
I
a
would
pumpkin?
want.
How about the giant pumpkin
So
in the
that would be
anus?
my ace king right there.
Right?
You know, because baby carrot was actually stretching it. You know, I was
Right.
just going by something.
Because you know
on
what,
there,
pumpkin would probably rate higher
but that'd
than
be
the
my
eggplant.
preference.
How about like eggplant and lips with a cream pie and it drips out the mouth a little bit?
Right?
That's like an emoji right there.
Yeah.
Dude, the third set of dice will have where the cum goes.
Like you can't even send like eggplant emojis to anybody anymore. Like, well, you know,
You could be like,
what
my
would you like
face,
to eat?
your
Oh,
glasses,
eggplant?
your mouth, in your
About mouth?
ears. No, in your eye can be one of them.
Right.
That's one of the places the cum goes.
Well,
All right.
what would you do if you got an eggplant to the eye though?
Well,
You know, I wear contacts.
I don't think
so
anybody's
that's
getting
not
an
gonna be
eggplant to
good.
the eye. It's bigger than your elbow. I can even take an eggplant to the ear.
All right.
It
Well,
sounds like a challenge.
We're losing some of our 2,200 viewers by droves because we're talking
What's up,
about
Nick
sex
Ball?
life.
What's up,
Well, I
Roy
heard
Rambo?
about
What's
that.
up,
Let's,
Ed Moore?
let's switch tracks here a little bit and let's talk about the all woke and no joke culture that we're living in right now. And this is the Oscars, and what they want to do, or no, they already done it. Well, let's just go ahead and play the video. Let's go ahead and play the video. And
Right.
this is supposed to be progress, but we'll talk about it afterwards.
Picture. Now we all know it's about lobbying and you know and all the rest, but best the concept that I like that movie more than I liked the other movies that have been nominated. Well, get ready because in this woke world, it's not about how good the movie is. It's about how many minorities you have both in front of and behind the camera. These are the new rules announced today by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences to qualify to even get your film considered as Best Picture. You must have at least one of the lead actors or significant supporting actors that is from an underrepresented racial or ethnic group. That means Asian, Hispanic or Latina X, Black or African American, Indigenous, Native American, Middle Eastern, North African, Native Hawaiian or Pacific Islander or any other underrepresented race or ethnicity. Number 2, you have to qualify for 2 of the 4 here. At least 2 of the following creative leadership positions and department heads have to be from underrepresented groups. The casting director, the cinematographer, the composer, the costume designer, the director, the editor, the hairstylist, the makeup artist, the producer, the production designer, the set decorator, sound, visual effects, the writer, all must come from groups that include all of the ones that I have added above, as well as transgender, women, and gay. You also must have 30% of the film's crew that comes from an underrepresented group. This is to decide Best Picture.
It's like a
The third
math
of these 4
problem
things.
now.
To achieve the third standard, you must meet both of the following criteria. 1, the film has a paid apprenticeship or internship opportunities for all of those communities that I have described before, or training opportunities and skill developments for all of the groups that I have mentioned, for Best Picture. And finally, you must have representation in your marketing, publicity and distribution team, which means that the studio or film company has multiple in-house senior executives from among the following underrepresented groups, all of the ones that I listed before,
That's
not
not
just
a
to
thing to
mention
hurt.
their marketing and publicity department. Remember when this movie won Best Picture?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you're here?
All right, now I'll say it like this. I think in the past, the Oscars, the Academy Awards, probably have been the worst offenders of white privilege. They really have.
Right, with Harvey
But-
Weinstein, the way he was doing shit,
No,
getting the
not
blowjobs
even
and
that
shit.
at all. Not even
But
that at
dude, he knew how to buy Oscars.
all. Okay, let me make my point.
Okay.
But we think this is progress. It's not. When we're talking about a contest, best picture, sports, whatever, it should just be the best is the best, and that should be it.
Right.
It doesn't matter how you get there. Yeah, there should be fair practices in hiring and representation and jobs and all that shit. But what we're doing now, in the name of progress, is we're bringing discrimination back into it.
Right.
Like, when we keep talking about you have to hire this many, that many, whatever, that creates tension, and it should just be the best person for the job, regardless of race, creed, color, religion, whatever. The
Okay,
best
so-
person for the job. This is going to create more
more
racism
You
because
know what's going to create?
it keeps it in the forefront of our mind, right?
Check this out. It's going to create. Okay, here you go, Austin. He's a retarded, black, gay, transgender female who decided to become a male, and guess what? Checks 4 of the boxes. He's the only one, or I'm sorry, she's the only one we gotta have on the staff, and a hell of a cinematographer though.
Yeah. But no, it's 30% of people have to be from under.
Yeah.
Like,
Not if you've got this fucking platypus working for you.
I mean, you only count as one person, no matter how many.
Well, I was
how
just,
many
you know
boxes
what?
you check.
I was using Austin as a way of, it's like, have you ever heard of the Cobra effect? India, there was a
That
horrible.
should be good.
It's a phrase used in economics nowadays. Okay, so India had a horrible problem with cobras, and so the emperor offered like 1 rupee for each cobra head he could get, and people started breeding cobras just so they could cut their heads off because the babies got the same ruple, and so after the emperor realized what was going on, like that people were raising cobras so they could make money off of them, he cut the program off. Now, you know what the people that had all these cobras did? They didn't kill them. They let them loose. So actually, the rule this economic solution to solving a problem actually made it worse in the long run.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and there was more cobras at the end of the of this program than there was at the beginning. So
I see
sometimes
how you
things-
kind of tied that in
Right.
to what's going on in Hollywood now, but it was like a long meander and then like a comeback at the end.
Right, yeah.
Like stretch. Speaking of the
You know, it's
plastic
like
man,
sometimes good intentions only like just work counterintuitively.
You're not wrong.
Yeah,
It took a long time to get there.
right.
but I think this really thins the herd for Best Picture, though. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
all those pictures, like what we've seen before, like Gladiator, is not even going to be a nominee anymore.
Oh, are you kidding me? That
You
movie
know
would
what I
still
mean?
make it. That one stands.
No,
That one stands.
It's what they just said.
Oh, it
is
would
not
it
meeting
wouldn't
the
qualify.
criteria.
It wouldn't qualify.
So
for
it's
Best
not
Picture.
going to be nominated.
You know what? It's
so
like-
that thins the
but one of
herd.
the most
Austin, have you
important-
not been watching?
No,
what
no,
we're
no. But
talking
one of the
about?
most important things is the people behind the scenes that we don't see.
Well, that was one of the 4 qualifications.
Right.
But it was also roles in the movie.
Right. But how easy would it be to throw a fucking brother in a fucking scene?
Well,
I mean, if
here's
these
the problem.
qualifications were there.
If you're
There wasn't.
if you're doing a historical movie where there's not black people in it, how do you do that movie?
300.
You know what? I think the blacks appear in just about every fucking
That's
You know what?
That's a hate crime, brother.
No, I'm just saying that we've always been together. We've always.
What if you're
I
doing
don't-
What if you're doing a story about Northern Ireland?
let's
get the snakes out of Ireland, will we?
Did you know that Van
We're not going to
Morrison?
win Picture of the Year for sure.
Did you know that Van Morrison and fucking Thin Lizzy both moved to the
That's
United
a pretty good Irish accent. Have you been working on that?
I'm
Irish.
sure.
Yeah.
Dude, you know who Thin Lizzy is, right?
You know what? My favorite Irish accent is Conor McGregor. And I don't think anybody said it better after he won his 155-pound belt to have 2 simultaneous
Okay,
belts
you know
in
what?
UFC, where he said, "I'd like to take this time Wait, I want you to say it because you got a better Irish accent than I do. What did he say?
He said, "I'd like to take this time to apologize to absolutely nobody."
Echo. Who is Thin Lizzy?
Stop. No, we're not talking about Thin Lizzy.
Listen. Yeah, okay.
Sorry, I don't know that.
Go ahead.
Do you
Go ahead.
like
Do
to
it.
hear
Go
a
ahead. Do
few
it.
things I can do?
But remember, I'm going to let you do this, but then I want you to remember the yes and thing, okay?
Okay. Echo. Tell me about who Thin
I want
Lizzy
you
is.
to know that I want you to, I'm going to let you do this, but then I want you to remember that yes and thing okay, right?
Oh, wow, thank you. Yeah, that's great.
Oh, yeah.
Did you mean to
I
do
want
that?
you to know that I want you to, I'm going to let you do this, but then
Oh.
I want you to remember that yes and thing okay, right?
Right.
Right.
Okay, noted. To hear your notes, just ask what are my notes, or go to the notes section in the Alexa app.
Okay, Alexa. Alexa.
This ain't
That's
even
not her
a
name.
commercial.
Echo. Echo. Please take this note. I don't
Here's
know.
something I found from WikiHow. To take good notes.
I'm telling you, we need to do a separate podcast just called Austin Talks to Echo.
And integrate the
I think
information.
Echo,
that's
stop.
awesome.
Take down key facts.
Echo,
It's
stop.
just a segment.
And details
Yeah,
in your
like
own
here's
words
5
rather than
minutes,
debating
Okay,
from the
this is the
source
Austin
of
Talks to Echo
information.
segment.
Try to write down keywords instead of full sentences, since keywords allow you to take down information.
Echo,
quickly.
stop.
The
Echo,
train is
take
off
this
the
note.
tracks.
Here's something I found from WikiHow. To take good notes, write them by hand to help you streamline.
Echo,
your
stop. I want to take a doo-doo on your tum-tum. Take that note. Dude, that's crazy, man. She is so disrespectful of our time. Well, thank you, Echo, for taking us off the rails there.
All right, so this is what our all woke and no joke culture gets us, where we're constantly bombarded with the idea that we should be at odds with each other. This is where we're at in society right now, man.
I thought there was equal
Okay.
rights as far as hiring. I
Yeah,
did
yeah.
not
Okay,
know that there
Stephen.
wasn't.
This is the,
Oh, you know what? This video is not the one we want to play.
and you know what? Quite honestly, I think this is probably what rock bottom looks like.
Yeah, I mean we can get lower. I think
In the
All right.
immortal words, to the window, to the wall.
2 LA County police officers were in the car, and this is what happened.
This was awful, by the way.
These are the buttons we're pushing right now.
It looks like a child too.
Well, it's a small person.
No, dude, it's like the children are the suicide bombers. It's like
You can't tell how old that person is in that video.
I think you probably could by studying the movement.
So if you can't tell, this person walked up to a police car and shot 2 uniformed
I would say
officers
the person
in the
looks
face.
between
In the
13 and
face.
15.
And then shortly thereafter, that citizens were, bringing out their cell phones and taking to social media and glorifying it,
Yeah,
and then
laughing.
I also heard
Hit the lights.
that on the way to the hospital that they were actually blocking. People were protesting, blocking.
You know what? I think that's some clickbait. I think that they didn't know what was going on.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, if you believe that we should defund the police, and that's one thing, but you don't have the right to take another human being's life just because you don't like
Oh, yeah,
what
without a
they're
doubt.
doing, what their job
Yeah.
is. This is the breakdown of society. This is the
Right.
breakdown of humanity.
This is
and-
worse than the Salem witch trials.
And I get it. Okay, like from a
Frustrating standpoint.
frustrating if you're a black person that feels like the police have victimized you. I get it. Like stand up,
If you're any person.
fight the power, black power, whatever. But you don't have the right to
Shoot somebody in the face.
shoot somebody in the face, and they don't have the right to shoot you in the face either.
No.
Right.
Like this is
Goes both ways.
it's the golden rule, right?
Yeah.
It's the golden rule.
do unto others.
And
You know what you
this,
should think?
This is America, right? And it's to me it feels like we're turning into a third world country.
Dude,
right
you know what? I just
Well,
got this
Mike
thought.
Dick said
Dude,
you
check
don't
this
like
out.
it, get out.
You ask yourself, what would Thurgood Marshall do?
What would Thurgood Marshall do?
he would use his knowledge and the Constitution of the United States to advance his agenda. And check this out. How about Thurgood Marshall on the $1 or $5 bill? Can you think of a better way to embrace the an African American than Thurgood Marshall?
I don't know enough about Thurgood Marshall.
Let's move to put Thurgood on a $1 or $5 bill. I mean, that would be amazing because he was an amazing person.
You off your soapbox?
Yeah.
Well,
Hashtag Thurgood Marshall.
there you go. You heard it here first. Straight out of Austin's mouth.
I'll put it to you like this.
You're here.
Thurgood Marshall, George Thorogood. You gotta pick one. Who
Right?
you gonna take?
How about we put Thurgood?
Now. Bad to the bone.
Dude, you know,
From the day I was born,
okay, now check
the
this
song
out.
get around.
Dude, it's like,
and
you know
the days
what?
of why wonder,
And
and the joy that I found.
Hey, you know what? It's
I
like,
wanna be
you're gonna like
yours,
this,
pretty
okay?
baby.
Yours and yours alone.
But I'm here to tell you.
We're bad to the bone.
Okay, now check this out. MJ, the only founding father that wasn't a president that was put on our money is who?
It was that guy that flew the kite, right?
Benjamin Franklin, of course.
Yeah.
And now,
You know what?
It's like,
Stop. Why do you keep throwing these useless anecdotes in?
no, it's I'm gonna wrap it back around.
All right, wrap it
It's
back
like,
around.
you know what? It's like the reason he was put on there because he was a brilliant man and a great inventor. Now let's move to
No, that's
So
not
yeah,
the reason why
Elon
you
Musk
put
got a
on
$2
there.
bill
No,
right now.
no, it's
Right
like-
now, Elon Musk got a $2 bill.
No, it's like I'm going straight to
Jackson.
I will die on this hill.
MJ. I'm going straight to George Foreman, the inventor of the George Foreman grill, which is the most successful kitchen appliance of all time, and that is technology just like Benjamin Franklin
Except
did.
George
with-
Foreman didn't invent the George Foreman grill. They actually brought that to Muhammad
Hulk Hogan
Ali
first.
Hulk
But you know
Hogan.
what?
It was Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan turned it down.
You know what? His name was obviously on it. He's a legendary sports figure.
He just signed his name.
You know what? If you don't think he deserves to be on a bill, it's like I would disagree. It's like Benjamin Franklin did the same thing.
You would have an odd money system, you know.
Yeah.
Dude, I would not be mad if George Foreman was on the fucking $10 bill.
Okay.
Well, now you just said he should have been on the $100 bill.
I mean, dude,
You're
Hamilton
talking about
fucking,
Franklin.
dude, Hamilton fucking killed somebody in a fucking gunfight.
Well,
For Christ's sake.
Hamilton was killed in a gunfight by Aaron Burr.
Yeah, dude, that's like we might as well put Tupac on a fucking on a bill then too.
I would rather see Tupac than George Foreman on a bill, to be honest with you.
I would rather see Tupac than
Tupac $2 bill. There you go. Bam.
No. That definitely goes to
Think about it.
Bella Thorne.
Tupac. What goes better?
Tupac, go ahead and rock this.
Now I clown around when I hang around with the underground. Girls that used to diss me say I'm down when I come around.
There you go.
I know I can't do the rest of it. It's
But
a,
that
it's
is
a great
Tupac.
it's a great
Yeah,
it's a great
flow.
So
I think that
your
was
first one?
I think that was his debut in the music industry when he was with the Digital Underground. Girls used to diss me. Now they ask me if they can kiss me. And dude, he was locking his flow back then. I think there's actually
You know what? When we lost Tupac, I think he had so much more to offer. Like,
So much.
Yeah.
and dude, you know what? He would live in that booth, and there's so much more Tupac yet to come out that has been pre-recorded. I've heard like at least 13,000 hours or
All right.
something crazy like
I'm going to
that.
throw this down right now. When we're talking about stuff that is recorded, let's just throw the word pre out. We can just say stuff that has
Right.
been recorded. Pre is just an extra word.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Because it was recorded, it was obviously wasn't right now.
It wasn't
And
in
like-
the future, was it?
And it's like, it kind of fucks you up because you're like, wait, it's not now?
Is there anything that was post-recorded?
Yeah, I was gonna say, how come they call it recorded live and not post-recorded? Right?
Yeah, it's like we're gonna have to develop a time machine before we can even have that fucking,
This
even a button for that.
this video you're about to see was recorded in the future.
Right.
Bam.
That's some high-tech shit.
Dude, you know
probably
what?
Blu-ray.
I think
4K.
pre-recorded might be evidence that the time machine is going to be invented.
That's
It's
16K
obviously
right there.
evidence of the multiverse.
16K.
Explain that.
You know what I'm saying?
6G.
Dude, you didn't know it's like
2112.
if you have watched Donnie Darko,
Right.
you know how you can follow your intentions.
You're
But every
talking
once in a
about
while-
your abyss flow.
Yeah, The Abyss is good, great, another Academy Award-winning movie.
Well, no, that flow that came out of his belly, that was the
Wasn't
abyss
movie of the
program.
year.
I think it came out of your like solar plexus, and it looked like a.
Whatever. Don't correct me on whether it was a belly or a solar plexus.
It looked like that shit you connect your fucking dryer of your.
Horse shit.
You know the dryer of your.
That's
Not your
Hollywood's
washing machine, but your
finest.
dryer. You connect that shit to the wall. It almost looked like a
That flex pipe.
yeah.
That's like an elephant trunk. Snuffleupagus.
All right.
Right.
Let me try to get this train back on the rails. Do you guys
Pull
see
it.
this?
Pull it.
This the two worst groin strikes that I've ever seen took place in the same fight this
So,
past
Wait,
weekend.
hold on a sec. Is it worst or best groin shots?
Well, it depends on if you're kicker or kicky, right?
Right. So what's our perception here? Then I'll know what to think.
Well, it hurts to watch, so I'm going to go with the worst.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Ooh.
That was the first one. That's a spinning heel kick to the groin.
Wow.
Now, that's the same fight. That's the same fight. You did it again.
Dude, he probably exploded both of them. Dude, you know what? If that guy if he refused to fight right now, I'd give him the fight. Like, no. Did you see what just happened?
It's like he was sparring with midgets.
Dude,
That was like Stephen A. Smith.
Dude, that was the perfect kick to somebody's fucking nuts.
All right, that gets hard to watch, but yeah, that fight was ruled a no contest. I would have given it to the guy that got kicked in the nuts
Right.
twice.
Dude, exactly.
Like that's a disqualification. I don't know what the justification is for a no contest, but that's a disqualification.
Dude, you know
The
what?
guy got kicked in the nuts.
Dude, in a video game, that would have been like if you had a controller, that'd be like 3 or 4 or 5 fucking fit down, and then hit the X button like 8 times, and it's like whack.
Yeah.
Fatal.
Or if you take it back to like the pump shot BB gun we used to have as a kid, it's like
Until you can't
Yeah.
pump it no more.
Yeah.
Trying to
yeah.
pull it back.
Do you remember shitting people at the bus stop?
I
Uh-oh.
refuse to answer
Never
that.
said
What is the statute of limitations on this?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't want to talk about it because I don't know.
We didn't kill anybody. Murder.
No.
There's no statute of limitation on murder, so I
Right.
think we're probably all right.
All right. Yeah, but I still don't want to talk about it.
Why'd you bring it up?
Yeah.
Irony.
That is a good
Just
question.
a conversation between 3 brothers
And the world.
in the world.
Keg Grove Brewery.
Get
So
you
good.
one.
Dude, we need to write a rap song and we'll fucking sing that instead of J Mecca. We'll bring K-Grow in it. Like,
It's
K-Grow.
it's good.
It's good.
It's
You know
good.
what I'm saying?
You should
Maybe if
try it. It's good.
dude, maybe if we all got fucking K-Grow fucking like face tattoos on our face, like exactly what that looks like right here, and then they would feel obligated to buy us a beer like every Tuesday.
Do you ever think about what you're saying before the words just come out of your mouth?
Yeah, I thought that was brilliant.
No, you heard it right here.
One
K-Bro.
of us doesn't know what brilliant means.
And one of us will get a tattoo for you.
Dude, if we all got K-Grove tattoos, that could be our rap group.
Now,
Fuck
when you
this.
say you
No,
really
no.
are-
Once you get yours, we'll
Yeah.
get ours the next day.
Yeah,
for
well,
sure.
I'll have to see how yours
100%.
feels.
Okay.
100%. Yeah.
See how yours feels.
Dealio.
I think that would look really good. I think you should do the life size.
I think you look perfect.
You should do the mustache. Mark
Mark
off
on
another
the
part of
face
your
with your
face.
ass is?
Where your ass is.
Bam.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Dude, you know, I'm totally into writing the prequel to Hollywood Nights about
I know you are.
when New Bomb Turk's brother was like the king of the hill, you know?
Well, here's the thing: is that
I'll try to
if you say that you're really into it, you have some time on your hands. Like if you were that into it,
Shouldn't have
you
done it.
would be doing it.
What if I told you that night that I talked about it, I downloaded an application called Screenwriter Plus on my phone, and I've been spending at least 2 hours a night ever since writing the story.
I'd be very happy.
Yeah.
Let's hear some.
No.
It
Because right now,
starts out.
dude, you know what?
There you go.
It's very
All right,
pragmatic. It
so
sets
check
the
this
scene.
out. There's that dude, and he has a pie wagon, and
No, that's his brother.
huh?
That's his brother.
That's what we're talking about, though, right?
No, we're
Dude, no,
talking.
the pie wagon. Dude, the pie wagon
Yeah,
actually
Del
comes
Camino.
from his father's, not his brother's.
His grandfather's
original
delivery.
bakery shop, which was there during the Great Depression.
So who owned the pie wagon originally?
His grandfather.
Even though the pie wagon was in 1955, and it was
So it would have been his father.
the Great Depression is when they had. it.
Dude, I'm working on it. Okay.
It's like the timeline is
What was that?
kinda like
55?
Marvel.
Was the pie wagon
It's
a
like
55?
Marvel's timeline.
And this is, dude. What year does Hollywood Nights happen?
58.
58.
60.
No, I don't know. Yeah, it was in the 60s. Because it was
66.
Vietnam. It was Vietnam era,
66.
right?
66.
Oh, so that nails it right there when we started sending soldiers over. 66 for sure.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's
The
no
average
real
age of a
fighting
combat
going on.
soldier in Vietnam was
19.
19.
But remember, it's like that scene when he's talking to the mechanics, and it's like they're talking about the big one or whatever in World War II.
I'm just saying, if I don't
We
come
took
back,
this fucking tank, or we took this fucking Jeep, and we put a 357, we blew past that fucking parade. It's like, and he's kind of like trying to relax these guys who have actually raced them, talking about how they bought the bike in with the broken chain and stuff, and he goes, oh, it's really no big deal. They're just sending over people like as consulates to like communicate with other people and stuff, and it's like it's exactly what we know didn't happen there. And it's like you can see the old men kind of like, yeah, that's what they told us about the.
I can tell you, like, you know, because I've been watching that Untold History of the United States,
Right.
and it really just kind of depends on where you are in time when you turn 18. Like, when D-Day happened, if you were 18, you got sent over to, like, invade the beaches of Normandy, and a lot of those kids got fucking just shot down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this is the thing, like, in 2020, like, I hope we never have to do that shit again, right?
Right.
Like, world wars, and I would say wars in general, man, we have to be over that shit. That is so...
You know, I think even Genghis would take the 18-year-olds. There are soldiers. You know?
What?
Well, it's like when you're 18, you're at your prime as a male. And I think a lot of cultures, I mean, if you look throughout history, it's like they would actually come march to your town and take all your 18-year-olds.
Probably
they would
a
be
little
forced to fight.
Well,
Even
you're
a
talking
samurai.
about, like, you know,
Even a
ancient
samurai
China and shit
did
like
that.
But Genghis Khan, they started riding horses when they were like 4 or 5 years
Right.
old. Like
And they would learn how to like.
they would learn how to like shoot the bows while the horse's feet were
Yeah.
off the ground. So
You're still a baby.
Yeah, you're still a baby.
And you know what? It's like the only way you can master something like that.
That
is to
boy
do
got a diaper.
is to do it hundreds of thousands of times until it's like the beat of your heart.
I'll talk about this. Like, okay, I think up until this exact point in history, right now, we're experiencing a difference because the time from Genghis Khan and like what they call, you know, the plains or the steppe, where people were like, or where they were against people who lived in walls, we'll call those cities. From then, now we have all kind of like moved into cities, into the big urban areas. And I think now with COVID, like, people are leaving the big urban areas and going further out into, and the thing about that interview that Jim Rogan did with Tim Kennedy, where he talked about wanting to host the presidential elections, right? Or the presidential debates.
Yeah, no doubt.
The first thing Tim Kennedy said to Joe Rogan, because Tim Kennedy lives in Austin, Texas, and Joe Rogan just moved to Austin, Texas. He's like, don't forget why you left there. Don't try to come here and make it the same thing that you had there, because there's a reason you left, right?
Right.
So I think maybe urban sprawl and big cities, we might be turning a corner on that.
Dude, you know the heartbeat of the Austin living is Sandra Bullock and the guy without a shirt. Look, man, I don't got no shirt on. It would be Matthew McConaughey. It's like I bet he has them on within the next month, because they're the heartbeat of Austin, Texas for sure.
All right. So while we're talking about that, this is the video that started the idea of Joe Rogan hosting the presidential debates, and this is the new podcast studio that people are shitting on, by the way. And I think it's fine. It looks good. It looks like they're in a.
Dude, you know what? It's a
By the way, Joe Rogan decided that he was going to move to Austin 30 days ago, and he picked his family up, moved them, built the studio in 30 days, and now he's there, and people are shitting on the way his studio looks like.
You know what?
Fuck you people.
Dude, I can almost
Nice to have money.
MJ, I can almost guarantee
Oh yeah,
that's
it's a good problem to have.
Hey, wait, hit pause. Dude, I can almost guarantee that's a green screen behind both of them. It can change into anything.
It's
so
not.
we'll see.
Would I?
Yeah, if like
I mean, I like it
another
regardless.
problem I have with
If I had to do a debate?
no, not you debating somebody.
Oh, I'd prepare like a mother.
I know you would. You'd be fun to watch, but you be the control mechanism to the candidates, like a Biden-Trump debate with Joe Rogan hosting.
Mm.
Your questions.
I would want that. First of all, I'd want no one else in the room.
Just the
three of
people.
us.
He's already thought about
Cameras,
this.
so we can record the truth. Like,
Yeah, just the three of us. And you'd have to stream it live so no one could edit it. And I would want them in there for hours.
And Trump
ideas. We get to hear
Yeah.
what they actually believe in,
Yeah.
what they're going to do, who they're going to appoint,
Yeah.
what judges are going to be coming in, what policies from gun control to
Yes.
all of it.
Yes.
Why can't we have that?
We should have that. This is 2020. I mean, we have
Well,
the
you know
ability
what,
to have that. We're not talking about 1979. We're talking about 2020. If they wanted to do that, they both wanted to come here in Austin, sit
So
down,
we would have to
and have
let
a debate,
them
I would 100% do
go
it.
through because you gotta have it.
I would 100% do it.
Amazing.
It would be the best way to find out, but I don't think that Biden can
Biden
handle
went
it.
by default.
I think Biden is, like, I think he's, I mean, people get mad at me for saying
He's
this.
senile.
I think there's
That's not a
something
check
wrong,
in the
and I don't
box.
think there's something wrong because I'm guessing or because
You
I'm
can tell
pro-Trump.
I know
I've
you
seen
thought, but he's
him
gay,
fall
that's not
apart.
fucking
I've seen him
check in the
start
box,
talking.
man.
He's had multiple brain surgeries.
Yeah.
This is him saying, I say,
Uh-oh, see how much we need MJ? This is Tim Kennedy though. You can't go wrong with him.
He did not make it back in time.
Don't worry, Tim Kennedy's coming. Can't go wrong
The
with
Joe
him.
Rogan Experience.
During my day, Joe Rogan podcast my night. All day.
All right, so I actually heard that because I listened to that whole podcast. It's a very good podcast, by the way. I think it's like 3.5, almost 4 hours. But I was like, that was a throwaway line, like the fact that, or the idea that maybe Joe Rogan could host a presidential debate. But Tim Kennedy tweeted it out right after the podcast. He's like, hey, I was leaving the Joe Rogan Experience podcast.
Put it in the air.
And we talked about, him hosting the presidential debate. Who would be interested in that? And who responded right away with me?
DT?
Trump,
did,
yeah. Yeah.
So, interesting time
you know
we're
what?
living in where this guy that had a podcast that started out with like maybe 30 to 40 viewers, and now all of a sudden it's even in the conversation that maybe he can hold a presidential debate. The presidential debates over the last, I don't know, my whole lifetime, 40, 50 years, which are 40, they're bullshit. The major networks do them, they limit the time everybody can talk, and they angle them to favor whoever they want to win.
Yeah.
That would be a neutral ground, right?
Right.
4 hours sitting with Joe Rogan, right?
Yeah. Dude, you know what? He's just the person because he's anti. You know what I'm saying?
I think he could be fair.
No, I'm saying he's anti by. It's like you've got these news companies who you always have like this big anchor who's hosting the thing.
Well, here's
and
the
of course
thing.
they've got an agenda. Joe Rogan does not have an agenda.
Well, and even bigger, who does he have to answer to?
No one.
Nobody.
His non-agenda is his agenda.
Yeah, I mean, somebody might try to make the argument that he has to answer to Spotify.
Right.
He does.
Dude, you know what?
Like, he could leave Spotify. If they do something he doesn't like, he could leave Spotify.
Dude, I bet you anything he's got a clause in his Spotify contract that if I think that you're coming at me like I shouldn't, I'd like to compromise my integrity, and then we're done, and there's no compromising that. And that was probably a big thing in his contract. I don't know, I didn't sign it.
I don't think they have any authority to tell him what he can and cannot say.
Right.
I'm pretty sure. Obviously, I haven't read the contract, but
Right.
he won't be censored and he won't be limited on. Like, his advertisers are there because they want to be, right?
Right.
Not say what you want. You're Joe Rogan, but
Dude, you know what? He's built his reputation on being a rogue. You know, not Rogan, but a rogue. It's like he goes the way he feels. And you know what? After listening to so many hours of his podcast, it's like I pretty much agree with his philosophy. And if Joe Rogan thinks a certain way, I pretty consistently, more than any other like male that I know, I'll go with the way Joe Rogan thinks because he's pretty logic and I agree with his pragmatics. So I would think like Joe Rogan right now is probably the most influential male
all right, well,
broadcaster.
let's stop sucking Joe Rogan's dick for a minute. I would take it back to the fact that in the 70s, 80s, like all the major TV networks, they're beholden to their advertisers. So if McDonald's doesn't like the way a presidential debate, we'll pull our advertising.
Right.
Joe Rogan,
Right.
fuck you, pull your advertising. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I did this shit myself.
Look at what the Democratic National Convention did to Bernie Sanders twice.
Right.
Twice.
Yeah.
And he just falls back in line and be like, okay.
How much is Bernie Sanders worth? Does that have anything to do with it?
No. Never ask a question you don't already know the answer.
Well, you know what? I do know the answer because Sonny Garcia, I don't know if he'd come on here and talk about this, but he's not pleased with Bernie and he probably wouldn't vote for him.
Well, he was a big Bernie supporter.
He was, but you know what? I think Bernie he turned his back on the people.
No, I don't like the way he just got back in line and be like, okay, I'm with the Democratic Party.
Right.
Like, they fucked you twice.
Right.
Like, you're just gonna fall back in line and be like, okay, I'm
Right.
cool with that?
And you know, we can have Sonny on to talk about this, but
Money, money,
Yeah,
money.
let's not put words in Sonny's mouth. If you,
I'm not. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but Sonny wasn't happy with them, and they had a break at one time, and I'm just. Maybe it's like the ex-girlfriend that cheated on you twice, and you're just not ready to fucking get back in bed with them. You know,
maybe
it's like you
maybe.
made me a lot of promises.
All right, I just got a couple things to finish up here. I don't know if the viewers will be able to hear this, but this is kind of comical because of what she's saying. And I'll go ahead and play it. If you can't hear it, we'll tell you what she says afterwards.
Oh yeah. I need another drink for this one.
But if you take that badge off, I'll suck your dick.
Oh, I hear it
Take that
now.
badge off, put that down, I'll suck the fuck out of your dick. You want to throw? I'll eat your pussy too, lady. I don't discriminate. But if you take that badge off, I'll suck your dick.
Right.
Take that badge off, put that down.
So this was a police protest line, and she's obviously on the protest side of the line, and she's telling the police officers at the light that if they would take their badge off
And quit
and quit their job, that she would suck their dick.
The
She'd
hell
suck
out
the
of
hell
their
out
dick.
of it. And then she told the female police officer, she's like, I'll eat your pussy too. Like, I don't discriminate. But it's just kind of funny to me because when stuff goes on the internet now, we were talking about this earlier, it doesn't go away. It's always going to be out there. So when this young lady, and I don't know, she's not that young, she's probably in her 30s, I would guess.
That's
I
my
don't know.
grandmama.
Yeah, it's like when you're a grandmother, you'd be like, hey, Nana, I was searching the internet and I found this. Is that you?
She's like, Grandma, didn't you tell us you used to protest back in 2020?
Yeah.
I sure did.
Back in the Roaring 20s, or I
Right?
think they would call it the COVID. I think we're gonna be known as the COVID 20s, right? Yeah, the 1920s were the Roaring 20s.
Right.
The 2020s are gonna be the COVID 20s.
Right? Dude,
I
check
haven't
this
never
out.
thought about that. That's interesting.
Dude, you know what I was thinking? It's like I can see some policeman walking like through this picket line, and he's like wiping his face like this, and he looks down at like some 6-year-old kid and goes, "Your mama sure do care about this police department." He got his blowjob.
Well,
Yeah,
you
I
want
wonder if
his mouth.
any police cross the line. I mean, that's a solid offer. Like, I was thinking
Right.
about quitting
I'll
the force
suck your
anyway.
dick.
I could quit the force anyway.
Only if you was thinking about it.
I was thinking
don't
about it
think
anyway.
I was thinking about getting a job with my
And now,
cousin's
you know, the
cousins
offer
anyway.
just became a little sweeter. There's a blowjob on the table.
Right.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna take off my badge.
Bye,
Maybe it
bye.
happened.
Hey Maple,
all right.
meet me around back at the fucking hot dog stand.
Let's
you know?
end on some lighter stuff. This
It's
is
obviously Tammy Lynn.
Captain America apparently has a wide member.
Wide. He's got a wide following.
He's got a wide following too.
Right.
And by the way, he's the perfect Captain America too. Isn't he?
Chris Evans
He's excellent,
accidentally leaks nude pictures in Instagram video.
I bet he pumped it
Chris
beforehand.
Evans appeared to accidentally leak nude photos
Oops.
while attempting to post an Instagram video on Saturday. The Captain American star was playing a game of Heads Up and shared the video with his 5.6 million followers without trimming the clip, which then revealed a gallery of videos and pictures, including one which featured a photo of an erect penis. While Evans, 39, quickly deleted the video
Oops.
from his Instagram account, it was too late. The brief clip had already been downloaded and shared on Twitter. While many users online questioned whether the picture was real or not, or even a photo of his body part, others expressed concern over whether the leak was intentional or not. The Marvel superhero, who's rumored to be dating actress Lily James, according to the Daily Mail, became the focus of some major internet memes and jokes following the leak. Evans has yet to publicly comment on the incident or authenticate the viral video.
Those bags under
Aside
size
from
there.
Evans' nude picture, another photo in Evans' gallery caught the attention of users online.
There we go, that's
A
airbrush.
picture of the actor's face with the words printed in front. Fans found it hilarious that the Avengers star would keep a photo like that saved in his phone, and jump-started a new thread of
kidding me?
jokes and memes on Twitter. One person tweeted, "Y'all are all worried about Chris Evans' nudes being leaked when I'm still trying to figure out why this man has this photo in his camera." Roll Evans rarely posts
Dude,
on
what fucking
Instagram,
business
but when he
is
does,
it of
it's typically
yours,
photos
you know?
of his dog, or
It's
supporting
fucking
good
crazy.
causes. In July, Evans helped bring the public's attention to Bridger Walker, a 6-year-old boy from Wyoming who saved his little sister from a dog attack. The actor was extremely moved after Bridger's aunt, Nikki Walker, tagged him in her Instagram post. "Hey, all. Please, share my nephew's story so that it gets as much exposure as it can.
I think we're done.
We know
with
that our
story.
little hero would love some work."
All right,
Then
so
he sent her the dick pic.
Yeah, I don't know where that was going. But
Yeah, it's like when those people are trying to blackmail me because my search history on the trending porn.
I
just told them I let my friends use my computer all the time.
The idea that you're a 39-year-old A-list celebrity and you're surprised that you have dick pics on your phone?
Yeah, are you kidding me?
Oh, I'm surprised. I question whether or not it was accidental, and I do.
It wasn't accidental.
I don't know. Like,
that's publicity. Hollywood, buddy.
Thank God they didn't fucking roll the eggplant in the fucking anus that fucking that night.
Kim Kardashian got her start from a video
That
her mom leaked, by the way.
Dude, there was one president that said something about it's a crisis not to turn a tragedy into something great.
I'm not gonna bail you out on this.
I think it was
Keep going.
one of the presidents said, when an absolute tragedy happens, you can turn it into a great thing, just like a war. It's like, all the great presidents.
You know why
of
I'm
the
not
United
going to
States.
help you on this?
Why is that?
It's because you're completely turning the subject into something we weren't even talking about.
No, I'm talking about, the way we can manipulate situations. It's like sometimes a tragedy, just like.
So did Chris Evans experience a tragedy? Is that the comparison?
I think he's trying to kind of flip it into something positive.
Well, he's not commenting.
I was gonna say, if he's
Yeah.
got a good dick, it's not a tragedy.
That's
like-
what I'm saying.
Put it out there.
He shouldn't say shit about it.
I haven't seen it, but
people are talking about it.
But if you've got the girth and you've got the length, it's like, dude, it's like I would like that picture. If I had Peter North's dick in a fucking load like that, I would not only let the picture of my semi-hard penis, I would do a erect one, and then I do one of the load on the girl's face.
Are you done?
To where it's just totally covered,
Are you
just like
done?
Peter North. Nope, actually I can go in there 5 minutes on this one. So, all right, take over, brother.
All right. On
Hold
that note, let's go off on something light.
light.
This is Trevor Moore's High in Church, the Ballad of Billy John, and we played it before, but I just think it's kind of brilliant. So.
All ballads are good.
This next song is a folk song that I just recently wrote.
Oh, I don't know if we have the right to play this. We might need to talk over it.
Okay, let's do it. Let's comment on it. If
Yeah,
we
this is
comment on it,
actually. You know what? This is Comedy Central shit. We might get pulled for this.
well, you know what? If we comment on it, we're using the free use because we're
All
going
right.
to be commenting on it
Really
real time.
low.
So turn it up.
Feels most.
No, you got to turn it up a little bit so we can hear it. And we're going to comment on it the whole time.
Comedy Central is very protective of their content, so I didn't think about that. I think this song has gotten us kicked off of before. I have
Should
to,
we
I have to
respect their authority?
Yeah, I see what you did there.
But
That's pretty brilliant. No, I shouldn't play that. I apologize.
No, that's fine.
That was poor planning on my part.
That was bad. That's bad.
Okay. Yeah, you shouldn't get high in church, okay?
No, getting high is
So
bad.
you know what? I never noticed
Thank
that
you, man.
your impersonation of that and Dr. Phil
Pretty close,
are just
right?
very close. It's like you just speed
all
them
right.
up.
Listen
Okay?
here, okay? If you got a wife and a young kid at home, you shouldn't be out drugging and smoking and whoring all night, because that's just not good, okay?
But I don't know if you watch Dr. Phil.
You
a
got
lot.
other problems, my friend.
Dude, you know what? I do watch a lot of Dr. Phil. I think he consumes last time I saw 2.7% of all my viewing on YouTube. But at the same time, you know what? It seems like he's never wrong. He always comes from a good place.
Okay, listen. Dr. Phil is not a real doctor. He's not even a real person.
he
He's
is
a
a real
robot.
doctor.
He is a Mandalorian sent here from the future to poison our heads and our ideas about sex and transgender and I don't know.
And his wife's a baby.
Dude,
Yoda.
check this out.
And why's the baby Yoda? That's right.
Dude, his child he has with some 16-year-old porn star named Lolita becomes the first transgender pope.
I hung out with Molita one time.
Yeah?
It's a fun time, yeah.
That's
She got a bowl, right?
works
Yeah.
too.
Right,
But anyway,
right here.
so
Oh,
him and
Lolita.
Lolita's child becomes the first transgender pope of in the history of the world, and this is like 2039.
Tie it all in. Molita is Kumo D's daughter.
Yeah,
Bum.
Yeah.
Wow.
but the first transgender pope, which is awesome.
And she used to go downtown.
149th Street parties.
Because remember when I used to say I would.
All right, we're ending the YouTube live. If I can figure out how to do it.
It's the office.